everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we're gonna be doing some thrift flips and I'm so excited for these thrift flips. I have been wanting to find these two items that we're gonna be thrift flipping today at the thrift store forever, but I kind of given up that I'm not gonna find them at the thrift store, so we're just gonna thrift flip them today. The first thing we're gonna thrift flip, and by the way, they're both non-sewing for everyone who doesn't have a sewing machine. I thought of you, and we're gonna do non-sewing thrift flips this week. So the first one we're gonna be recreating or making, you know, the famous Nike embroidered crew neck that everyone wants to find at the thrift store, but I don't know anybody that has ever found one at the thrift store, or I know a couple people, but it's really hard to find them. So we're gonna be recreating one of these, you know, vintage style embroidered Nike crew necks. And then the second item we're gonna be making is a pair of fun pants. I always look for fun pants at the thrift store and they're very hard to find. So we're just gonna be making a pair of fun pants from a pair of thrifted jeans. So let's start with the Nike crew neck because that one's the easiest one. So I just picked up two plain crew necks from the thrift store. So I have this pastel yellow one here, and then I have this gray one, and I believe this gray one's actually from Walmart. I'm pretty sure. So if you can't find them at your thrift store, you probably could find one at Walmart. But other than just needing those crew necks, you are gonna need some iron-on letters. I have two different sets here. This one, the zebra one, is from Etsy. I ended up ordering these off Etsy just because I saw these letters on Etsy and just fell in love, so I ordered them instantly because I thought this would be perfect for a Nike, you know, embroidered dupe crew neck. So got these ones, and then for the next one I ended up just going to Michael's and picking up these ones. So I ended up getting 4 different letters that all are different just because I thought that'd be fun for my next one, just to make kind of a mix match Nike crew. So we have 4 different letters. These ones are smaller, so it's gonna be different vibes. That's all you need. Obviously you need an iron too, and then some needle and thread because you do have to hand sew them on. Like, you don't have to, but I do recommend you hand sew them after you infuse them on to your crew neck, just because they might come off in the wash eventually. They're not made to last, so I always recommend to hand sew it so it just stays in place. So you probably ironed on a patch before, but you know, I'll just go over the instructions just in case you haven't. So what I'm doing is I'm taking my letters, and before I peel off the backs, I am just lining them up, making sure that all the letters are the right way around. And then once I have it lined up, I am just putting a cloth over top. This is just a tea towel. And then I'm taking my iron and I am just sitting it on top and holding it there probably about 15 seconds at a time. And then I'm just readjusting it and then checking to see if it's on there. These ones stuck really easily, so it was really quick. And then for my next one, I am doing the exact same thing where I am just lining them up. This time I peeled it off and then I lined them up. These ones are very big, so I took my ruler and kind of lined it up so it was nice and centered. And then I put my tea towel over top and ironed it once again. These were very big letters, so this one took a bit more time to iron them on, so I keep having to readjust the iron. And you don't really want to move it, you just want to hold it down flat, pick it up, put it down, and then once I was done, I just kind of, you know, took the iron, put it on top, and made sure it was all in place. So this is how the first one turned out. I love it. I did not hand stitch this one just because it is on there good. These ones are from Michael's and they are on there. I don't think they're going anywhere, so I think I might just test this one out, and I'm gonna wash it a few times and see how it does and see if I even need to, because I know they always recommend to hand sew or sew them on after you iron them on, but let's be honest, sometimes we get a little lazy. But for the Etsy one, it's not so sticky. It's coming up on the edge here, so I'm actually gonna have to use my sewing machine just because if I hand sew this, I'm not the best at hand sewing, so I'm just gonna be extra cautious and I'm just gonna sew this on because I really want this to be a nice sweater. So, sorry, I lied.
They're both non-sewing.
I'm gonna sew, but you don't have to if you just buy the right ones. If you buy these from Etsy, the ones that I purchased, just know that you probably need a sewing machine to sew them on after. And just letting you guys know, this is gonna take a minute for me to actually sew a lot and lift it up and put it down and lift it up at every single corner, so this is gonna take me a minute. Done! Now, these letters aren't going anywhere. Look at that. You can't even tell that I sewed it on. is beautiful. So let me show you how they look on. Here's the first one. What do you guys think? I love it. I actually really like having different letters. I was unsure about this, but I think it's quite cute. I did not put anything on it. I just ironed these on and they are on there. This is not coming off. But I do have another idea. If you guys don't have a sewing machine and you don't want to hand sew and you just want to be super quick with this, you can also buy fabric glue if the letters are coming up a little bit like the other one I'm going to show you. Guys, this is so cute. I am so impressed with this one. I gotta say, I love these letters that I found on Etsy. Look at that. I'd give this sweater a 10 out of 10, but I did have to sew it, so it's a 9.95. Pretty close, but in all honesty, I love this sweater. It's perfect. I honestly think it's perfect. What do you guys think? It was so easy too, other than having to sew it once again. But if you do like these letters and you don't have a sewing machine, again, you can use the fabric glue and then that should really stick it on there. Now for the next one. So the next one, we're gonna be doing some painting and some drawing. So this one, also very easy, but this one's just a little bit more time consuming because you do have to paint the whole pair of pants. It's gonna be worth it. It's gonna be worth it. So I found this thrifted pair of jeans right here, and we're gonna make them to look similar or make it look similar to this pair right here. So we're gonna start off with looking for the pattern or a similar pattern on the internet, probably Pinterest. So I already have some pins that are similar to the pattern I want to create on my Pinterest board, so I am just going to show you. It's under some rad art. That's where I have all my patterns here. You can see these are all the ones I'm really digging. So I think we're going to recreate either this blue pattern or the black pattern there. We're just going to, you know, jumble it up. I think the black pattern will work the best. So we're going to try to recreate it with this pattern. So I'm going to show you how to do that. I'm gonna repeat that. This is how I'm gonna show you how to do it. So the supplies you're gonna need other than the pair of jeans is you're gonna need some acrylic paint. Really? Voiceover Jenna just finished this clip. Okay, fine. You're gonna need this white marker. I use this I don't know how to pronounce it, but it's a white acrylic marker. And then you're also going to need this golden GAC 900. This will turn the acrylic paint into actual paint or fabric paint. Yeah, that it makes it into fabric paint, okay? And then you're also going to need some paintbrushes or one paintbrush. I used one paintbrush for the whole thing, and I just used this squared off one, and I found this one to be the easiest to paint on denim, but you can experiment with any paintbrush you want. This is just the one I used. And now we're finally drawing the pattern on the pants. So I'm using my acrylic marker, and what I'm doing is I'm trying to just gonna go off the pattern that I have on my iPad there, the pattern I showed you guys prior. And what I'm doing is I'm drawing the lines, and then I'm also kind of scribbling in white so I know where I want to paint it white, because otherwise it's going to get really confusing if you just have a whole bunch of lines in your pants and you don't know which ones you need to paint. So that's what I did. I kind of just recreated the pattern and then tried to match it up, and then I also just kind of got creative and made some more waves and blobs and stuff that I thought would match. It's honestly kind of fun. This is just so abstract, so any lines you make really they're not wrong. They're not wrong, okay? It's honestly, you can just draw whatever you want and it will look good. I can't promise you that, but I think it's gonna look good. So I just finished drafting out the pants here. I did the front like that, and this is what the back looks like. It's very faint right now just because I just used marker like I showed you. So this is not coming off, but it's not dark enough. Like, it's okay if you like this kind of look. This is totally fine. You can finish there, but I want it to be more opaque. So I'm gonna go in with some acrylic paint. So I'm just gonna go ahead and mix it. So I'm just gonna put a whole bunch of white on this old to-go container that I got from, I don't know, a to-go restaurant. So I'm just gonna put a decent amount of paint here just because I'm gonna be painting a lot, because I'm painting a full set of pants or a pair of pants. Actually, I could probably use more. There we go. So I have that much right now. And then I'm gonna put some of this in there. And this is like very watery. It says to put 1 part to 1 part, but I find that's way too much. Maybe 1 1/2, I would say. And then I'm just taking the end of my brush here and just mixing it. This is what it looks like. It's very messy. And really mix it well. You definitely wanna, you know, take your time mixing this. Okay, there we go. It made it a little bit more creamy, the paint, and it is all mixed up now. And now I'm gonna start painting over my draft here. I wouldn't be too picky when you're painting this just because it does take some time doing this. There's a lot of area to cover, so, you know, just go for it. No one looks at your pans up close. If you want to be super detailed, you could be doing this for days, but I'm just gonna go for it. I'm just gonna have some fun, I guess. It's just very mindless and funless activity. It's like a fun craft time with Jenna. I just gotta say, these pants are looking really good. Look at this. I only did 1 leg, and it's dark outside, and I have a lot of work to do because I have the whole back still. I haven't even done the back yet, but I want to show you the progress of what the pants look like, and I'm so excited for them. They are pretty close to actually the original photo we're going off of, and I'm pretty impressed with myself. Gotta say, I'm excited. These probably will be my favorite pants after this. I'm assuming majority of you don't want to watch me just paint a pair of pants for hours. So I'm just gonna skip to the footage of me when they're done, and I'll show you how you actually heat set them, because after you're done painting them, you have to heat set them. And there's a few different ways you can do that. I was up all night painting these, but I finished them. I love them. I think they look so good. I'm blown away. Like, look at these guys. Aren't these so cool? So I'm so happy with this, but I let them dry overnight. So now it's finally time to heat set them. And there's a few ways you can heat set them. So the first way, the way that it says on the instructions on the bottle for like the medium that you use to mix with the acrylic to make them fabric paint, you're supposed to just iron them for 2 to 3 minutes without any steam. Another method that I've seen on the internet is you can just throw them in the dryer for like 20 minutes. Either way, you just gotta heat set them just to set in the fabric paint, I guess. That's what it says. So I threw them in the dryer last time I did a painted pair of jeans, so I think this time I'm gonna try ironing it and see how that goes. I lied. There's a few different ways you can do this. 1, you can heat press it for 1 to 2 minutes. 2, you can iron it for 3 to 5 minutes on medium heat. Or the last one, you can put it in the dryer on high heat for 30 to 40 minutes. And I'm lazy, or no, I'm not. Okay, yes, I'm lazy, but I don't really like waiting, so I'm just gonna iron it for 3 to 5 minutes instead of waiting 30 to 40 minutes in the dryer. But I gotta test it because I don't know if I can put my iron directly on the paint, so maybe I'll just fold it inside out and iron it that way. I feel like that would be the smart way. I'm gonna try ironing this way first. I'm assuming it's not gonna go well, but I'm just gonna test it. Oh no, it goes well. I think you're supposed to do it on the top. It doesn't say clearly in the instructions where you're supposed to like iron it, so I'm just gonna do the top here, and hopefully that will make it not as stiff, because it is a little bit stiff, but it's obviously not that bad. Oh, that makes it feel so much nicer. But I'll show you what the pants look like on, and I'll give you the full review of how they feel too, and if they crack as well. But I don't think it's gonna crack, to be honest. I'm done. Look at these. These are my new favorite jeans. I am just so impressed with them. They honestly do feel better after I iron them. I think because it just like melts it maybe a little bit. I'm not really sure what the heat setting does, but it does something, and they feel really nice. Like, they don't feel like they're gonna crack either. Like, I've been stretching a little bit, and they're not cracking. Like when I bend my knees and stuff, like it's on there good. Like it's really nice. This is what they look like up close. I'm just very impressed with them. It did take a while to do, but if you do have time, it's worth it. They were like $2.50 these jeans too, so this whole thrift book was like, I don't know, like $5. Look at these. Oh, I gotta put the crew neck on with it. Well, anyways, that's it for today's video. I hope that you enjoyed these 2 thrift flips, and if you do try one out, be sure to tag me on Instagram @JennaPhipps because I want to see what you guys create. But other than that, that's it. So I'll see you guys in my next video on Sunday. Yeah, on Sunday. Bye guys.